master's degree and doing the final months of my graduation. And I love this topic. And I'm going to tell you about a little about how it works, what we can do with it, and show you some cool images. So, computer graphics is a representation, manipulation, and rendering of image data by a computer. So, when we think about images in a computer, we hardly think about how they are generated. And under the hood, data has to be represented somewhere, somehow. And in computer graphics, you usually have arrays, vectors of points in space. It's all you have. And this is a famous teapot in computer graphics. And in memory, all you have are these numbers. And you have to hand render, and these are two different things. Manipulation is done by matrices, and usually that's all you have. 4x4 matrices in 3D space. And different matrices, these are some simple examples. It gets a little more complicated, but always 4x4 matrices for all operations you need. Movements, scaling, everything by using matrices. And then you have rendering, which takes dots and specifications of models and geometry and gets into the screen, into what's basically just an image, just color, pixels, and you translate that using transformations. And the guy who discovered how to handle computer graphics, he did it on this thing called the Sketchpad. His name is Ivan Sutherland. He's a huge guy in computer graphics. And he figured he didn't need to store the whole image. He needed to store the points and then connect them and transform them to create the final image. So beginning at that time, the people started to improve on his ideas, and he got like two-dimensional graphics. These are basically memory blocks that you copy around. You copy this memory block to this location, and you copy to this location, you mount an image, and then you copy everything to the screen, and you have a game. And then you just move things around and you have a game. And then eventually people started to work more on that, and two-dimensional graphics got pretty complex. And you have effects, particle effects, images of all kinds, post-processing, and lots of stuff. Then eventually we come to three-dimensional graphics, which is the huge thing of today, of games and everything. And Mario 64 was the first actual 3D game, because it not only, it is 3D, but the gameplay considers the aspect that is 3D. So you have to consider that you are in 3D environment, rotate the camera, look around, look up, look down, like this image. And then another important aspect of computer graphics is movie and animations. This movie was made by Pixar to showcase the face animation they've done. So this old guy plays chess with himself, and he makes lots of angry faces, happy faces, and everything. You guys should check out Pixar videos. They're all awesome. And then we have ray tracing. Ray tracing is a different way of rendering images, and the whole point is showing ray tracing images. In ray tracing, you simulate lightning rays instead of transforming things. You can also transform things, but the point is to simulate lightning rays. Light rays, not lightning. You trace the path that the light will take from the light to your eye. You have to make the other way, of course. You start from the eye and you go to the scene until you get to the light. And then you can generate images like this one with transparency, refraction, reflection, and everything you can imagine. There's shadows, like there's 3 or 4 lights, different lights, you can see the shadows. And then you got 2 advanced techniques. This one, the main image on the left, you can see it, yeah. It's the rays go directly to one place. The one on the right is called radiosity. The rays carry energy around, and the color of the floor gets a little spread through the walls. The wall gets a little reddish. And this allows us to generate images like this one, which is not a picture. It's rendered with radiosity effect, and you can get some real awesome images with this kind of things. So you just stare at it all night. Then you have high quality rendering. You can have hundreds of techniques. One technique that some guy invented, which is really famous, called photomapping, is supposed to generate these things here, which are called caustics. That it's energy accumulated in one place. It was really difficult to do until this guy invented this technique. And you have materials that have something called subsurface scattering. When the light goes into the material, runs around just a little bit, and then it goes out, and it can simulate objects like plastic, marble, and stuff like that. So this image took a long time to render, like days. And you have also effects like blur, which you can do with post-processing, but this image was generated with a real simulated blur. Like this is in a distance, so I don't have focus on that, so it's going to get a little blurry, while the center part of the image is not blurry at all. So this took a long time to render as well. You also have, usually you have a light in one place. In this case, they really like to do this for cars. You have a whole environment around it, which tells you how lights behave on this environment. So the car reflects and it's illuminated by the whole environment. And you also have, this is the last thing, medical visualization, which uses another technique, and this is the technique I work with in a master's degree. You can generate images based on sampling that data from medical devices. And this is a high quality image. It takes a long time to render, like 4 days or something. But that is it.
Yo.